Manja, manja, bon appetit, let's eat. It's time for Tanks Cooks. Manja, manja, bon appetit, let's eat. It's time for Tanks Cooks. It's time once again for Tanks Cooks. Skirt steak, skirt steak. Today we are making a skirt steak. Skirt steak, skirt steak. Making a skirt steak. Yes, that's right. I got a skirt steak, and a skirt steak is a very thin and long piece of steak. Look at that. Ooh. Actually, even thinner, and look at that. Look at that. This is a real thin. Best way to do it is you have to cook it. You have to cut it in half. Cut in half. Cut the steak in half. Here it is. When you cut it in half, then you do like a dry rub of your spices, which of course you know. But first we have to tap down the steak. We have to dry the steak. Why? Because we have to dry the steak. Drying the steak off, drying the steak off, drying the steak off. Yes, we do. All right. Now, what we're gonna do is put a dry rub on it, which of course means dum bum 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 accent. And then we rub it in. Accent. Rubbing it in. More accent to rub in. And rub it in. We'll throw in some of this salt, pepper, onion mixture. Tap it down. Meanwhile, we got a frying pan that is set to high. We'll rub this in a little bit more over here. All right. Throw a little bit of Montreal seasoning in. All right, here we go. All right, now it's time to get ready to fry this baby up. This frying pan, you got this frying pan that's already really red hot. We're gonna throw enough olive oil to coat the pan. Yes, yes, indeed. Now, what we have to do is put the steak into the pan. Steak in the pan. Hey, listen how fast that good stuff is cooked too. Lay it flat, of course. And we're going to be cooking this really fast to cook up. Once it is so thin, you want to make sure it cooks both sides. You want to cook it really fast. So, using the tongs, you flip the steak, turn the meat around, cook on the other side now, turn the meat around. We'll see just how fast you can cook this up. All right, you got a ooh, it's splashing all over my hand. All right, about another minute. You know, we'll flip the meat again. Turn the meat around. So what we're doing is basically searing the meat. We're not really trying to, like, but we'll cook and turn over eventually. Turn the meat around. There we go. That's a good sear. Now, we're going to take it off the heat. And we're going to put onto a cutting board. Onto a cutting board. Onto a cutting board. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a piece of aluminum foil, cover loosely with aluminum foil for 10 minutes, and then we'll be ready to cut and serve our skirt steak. While we're almost done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little garlic butter drizzle to put on the steak. So I'm going to take some butter, throw it back into this red hot pan, let it melt down. While the butter melts down, we'll throw in a little bit of this minced garlic in here. And some dried garlic powder. To cut up the skirt steak. Cutting up the skirt steak. We don't want to make a mistake when we cut up the skirt steak. We want to kind of cut it at an angle. Cut kind of at an angle. 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 Cutting it at an angle. An angle. An angle. Cut it at an angle. If you look, got a little bit of kind of a medium rare, like pinkish to it. Very good, very good. Cut at an angle, 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 cutting it at an angle. Yes, indeed. Cut on an angle, 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 cut the skirt steak on an angle, please. Here we go. Oops. There we go. There we go. This is a little part of the most fatter part of the meat. There we go. Like little strips like this. There you go. All right. Now we're going to take a piece of bread that we just quickly toasted into the air fryer for 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. We're going to lay the steak onto this bread here. Lay it on the bread. Lay the skirt steak on the bread. Hopefully it came out good. Lay it down on both sides. Make sure it holds down the bread inside. Here we go. Here we go. And we're going to serve this with some tater tots. Ooh, look at this, right? Some juice into the plate, you see. Pour a little of this juice onto there. Now we let it sit for the juices to reset in the steak, because if you cut it too fast, you're not going to get the juices to reset. Now we're going to take some tater tots, pour them on our plate. Now we're going to take that little garlic butter sauce we just made and pour it all over the top. Here we go. Here we go. You know what we just did? Time to plate the meal. Time to plate the meal. Looks delicious, doesn't it? Our skirt steak, there it is. Skirt steak. All right, let's take a little piece and see how this baby came out. Just like your local diner makes it. Came out very good. Of course, air fryer tater tots. Alexa, thanks.
My pleasure. Just give me a job.
And there you go. Bon appetit, manja manja.